Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be your read for June. It's your birthday. And does it feel like it for you? How you want to spend it is entirely up to you. You know? If you don't feel like celebrating, that's okay. So don't feel like you need to make a big deal about it. Don't feel like you need to live up to any kind of expectation. Just do what you want to do during this season when it comes to how you spend your birthday. Well, let's talk about the month of June and talk about what's going on. Page of Swords up first. There's a kind of approach that you have that is unique to you, that makes you who you are. I think it's tried and true to you. There's something here about being very informed and being very comfortable with what you know, being very comfortable with what you have discovered, with your level of understanding, with your narrative. And I think that you're resting in that. I think that you're sitting in that. And you may find yourself at this time just observing in certain areas, but why do I feel like there are other areas that require you have to be more than the onlooker. You can't just watch from a distance. You have to act, you have to participate, you have to take part. And when we talk about the fire signs, that's why I think the Aries card came out, is this is an element that is all about action. Even Leos, which is that fixed flame, even Leos are very on the money, and they're very about they're very much about doing what needs to be done. So that's the energy here. It's about those things that it's okay for you to watch from a distance, and about those other things that require you to put in a bit more effort, that require you to act, to do something. You cannot sit on your hands. Now, how you act is very important, right? How do you choose to go about it? You cannot approach whatever this thing is. You cannot go into June wanting to just win for winning's sake. There must be purpose behind the steps you take. You must think it all the way through. You cannot, those things that you think that you can kind of laugh your way through, or maybe not take very seriously, or those people who you don't really want to take seriously, or feel like you should or have to take seriously. And June, though, wants you to not treat everything like a game. It wants you to not get lost in the frivolity of things. That it does want you to be more. It wants you to be more considerate. It wants you to be more thoughtful. It wants you to be more careful. It wants you to be more thorough. And whether or not you rise to the occasion, that lies with you. And whether or not you feel as though you're capable, whether or not you feel as though you have it within you, or if you're just going to be satisfied with the options that you have and just the things that are being offered to you. Are you just going to accept what's going to come your way, which is going to feel like you're settling through and through? Or are you going to go after the things you want and embrace a new way of looking at the world and of looking at your life and of looking at your behavior? A life in which you are more accountable and you're more consistent. This is not, well, this is a read, all right. It's all love. The lighting is not great right now. That's so much better. Okay. Let's see what else is here for you. All right. So, Gemini, there is someone who's not close, whether that's, distance, whether that's emotionally. There's a lot of space in between you and this person who seems to have a lot of power over your life for whatever reason. In some ways, they have a lot to do with your perception of yourself, and there's a lot that we can talk about there, right? And just how much of a mistake it is to associate your value with someone else's interest in you or their involvement in your life. But that's another topic for another day. So, and I don't think that this is just a random occurrence. I think this is because there is a lot of love there. There is, and I don't think that it's always spoken of. I don't think that it's always acknowledged for whatever reason. I think that any rough patches are glossed over, are swept under the rug, and they are ignored, left behind in favor of the easier, in favor of, I'm hearing better vibes or good vibes. But June wants you to be more invested in certain areas of your life, to take them a bit more seriously, to take them as seriously on the outside as you do on the inside. And I think that, acting like you don't care is, it's not going to make someone like you or make someone want you. The reality is, and what I've learned, and I'm speaking from a position of someone who cares and not in any patronizing way. It just doesn't it just feel so good when someone openly and genuinely and honestly tells you how much they love you and about how much they care about you and about how much they would do for you. And I think that in some circles that has gotten lost these days. It's seen as tacky. It's seen as weak for being expressive, for being passionate. It's seen as a weakness to look as though you care. When in reality, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing dirty with that. That is what makes hearts sing. That is what makes people love you, and that's what makes people love you and what makes people adore you. When you have something that you're passionate about and something that you care about, it radiates off of you. It's felt in the air. It's felt in the atmosphere. And I think that, there are some situations where the opportunity arises for you to be vulnerable in that way, for you to show up that way, but you don't recognize that it was an opportunity for that until after the fact. Or you don't see the value in opportunities like that. And you end up in these situations where you're doing most of the work and you're wondering why they can't get or grasp simple concepts, when recognizing when it's in your life is an equally important part of it, and valuing it and appreciating it and putting in the effort is what's required to make it work. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.